Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's another episode of the Out of Bounds Sports Talk podcast. It is Wednesday, July 14th, 2021, and we are back with another episode. Got a lot of shit popping off in the sports world, as always. Even when there isn't, we always find something to talk about. We're back, man.
You know, they always give us something to talk about.
Yeah.
How do we find this shit? People out here acting up.
Yeah, word. Yeah, that's true. And yeah, we love it because some of these stories be funny as hell. People be acting crazy. And we got some of that shit for you today, as we do every week. I am Raph. I got my boy Rick here. What's up, man? What you got to tell the sports world out there?
Not much, man. Just getting into the heat of things with the NBA Finals. You know, we got Game 4 tonight.
Yeah, Game 4.
So, you know, I can't wait for that shit. Obviously, I'll probably be watching the ending of that shit at work. But let's start right there. We're going to get into the NBA Finals. And since we were last here, Game 3, the Bucks won by 20 points. Devin Booker had a terrible game.
Yeah, for sure.
Giannis had another fucking great outing. Now I think he's averaging like almost 35 points a game and 15 rebounds this series.
Yeah, that's 2 40-point games in a row.
Yeah, when they were saying that he was averaging 40 points against this team in the regular season too. So he just kicks the shit out of the Suns. Besides Game 1, where I kind of feel like now that he might have been testing out his knee.
Yeah, that was very understandable.
Yeah,
you know?
He was like, let me see if this shit is going to hold up if I just go dunking on people again.
Yeah.
And it held up, so now he's just dunking on people again.
Yeah.
And, you know.
And he's looked fucking great.
Bro.
He's looked great with it. I thought it was definitely going to hinder him some more, but he's just come out. Of course, you know, he missed those few games in the last series, but he's just come out with short rest, and he's done his fucking thing. Monster games we're talking about. Yeah. And, like you said, the Suns didn't show up. It was a different atmosphere. It was definitely very loud, just like how Phoenix was for the Suns. Yep. And the Suns got what the Bucks just got when they were in Phoenix. And the Suns couldn't handle it. Devin Booker, yeah, if the Suns are going to win any game, no matter what, he needs to play better than that.
Yeah, he finished with 10 points on 3 for 14 shooting.
Yeah.
That's not Devin Booker, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm expecting a better outing from him tonight. But, like you said, the Bucks home crowd, this Bucks team is a different team at home. We were just talking about it before we got on air. The only game we can remember, you know, we don't have the ESPN fucking analytics at our fingertips like the other guys, but we can only remember them losing the first game at home to the Hawks.
Yeah, and that's the only playoff game they lost this year at home.
Yeah, so guess where they are tonight, guys? They're in fucking Milwaukee. The crowd ain't counting down for Giannis. Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday looked more comfortable. Drew Holiday had an efficient outing. He only had 21, but it was on 8 of 14 shooting. Same thing with Chris Middleton. He only had 18, but it was 6 for 14 shooting. And let's talk about a guy that they weren't giving playing time to, and Bobby Portis, who was the energy in the last series. Like in the Eastern Conference Finals, this guy balled out for you. Why would you give him only like 5 minutes a game leading up to now? He finished with 11 and 8 last game. That's good numbers. That's more production than anybody else that I'm looking on his bench.
Yeah, and like you said, not only that, he brought the energy, the fucking attitude that, hey, we're fucking back home. We're about to tie this shit up.
Yeah.
Don't you worry, Phoenix.
Yeah. He's out there with his coked out eyes and
and big ass eyes open. Everyone gets hyped up. How can you not? It looks like they're about to pop out his fucking head. And the Bucks, did what they had to do. And this is kind of what I was touching on the last episode when I was saying, I think the Bucks could turn it around. They've been down before during these playoffs in a series. They're going back home. Giannis, had the ginger knee. He's easing into it. But I said if the Suns wouldn't, if they stop hitting their shots, if they weren't on their hot streak, it's going to be tough. And that's exactly what happened. Chris Paul and Devin Booker were not hot. Just the whole team wasn't hot. Only guy I can remember who shot it well for them was Jay Crowder. He hit like 4 or 5 threes in a row.
6 for 7 from 3.
There you go.
to finish the game.
Yeah, there you go. So that's the only guy I remember. So that's what I'm saying. If the Suns can't shoot it like how they were when they're fucking scorching hot, and it turns into more like a physical game, the Bucks could definitely win those games. They have Giannis, they have Drew Holiday, who's known for his defense, known for being a strong guy, tough guy. PJ Tucker, everybody knows he's just a defensive guy. Then you have Bobby Portis also.
Good.
He's big, he can get rebounds.
Bringing you everything. He brings you defense, energy,
Yeah.
scores a little bit,
Cleans
hypes you
up,
Yeah.
cleans up shit.
Yeah, he's out there diving for loose balls and shit. That's why Bobby Portis is one of the guys that I was kind of upset that the Bulls let go when they were in their rebuilding stage. I liked Bobby Portis coming off the bench. I really did. Obviously, he had to leave Chicago because he fucking broke Mirotic's jaw and this motherfucker ain't even NBA no more. He's like, fuck you, I'm going to play overseas. I never got hit over here. But, yeah, bro, you got to give this guy minutes. Like we said, he might not give you 20 and 10, but I'll take 11 and 8 and a bunch of fucking hustle plays that don't show up on the stat sheet.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what Bobby Portis does. And I don't know if you saw the interview when they were like, 30 years from now, how would you describe Giannis? And he's like, shit. Like, his eyes fucking got big again. He's like, damn, I'll be 56. I don't even want to think about that. But, he's a good personality to have around. He's a hard player. Put him in the fucking game. You don't got nobody else coming off the bench giving you any kind of numbers except for Pat Connaughton. But, he's not a big man. He can't play big man.
Yeah, of course not.
So he might hit a couple shots for you, but he can't do what Portis does.
Yeah. A guy who hasn't done anything when I've seen him in is Jeff Teague.
I don't even know why you're playing him. I don't remember seeing him get minutes in the regular season. Why start in the finals?
Yeah, I don't know. But, overall, the Bucks did what they had to do. And like you said, we're back in Milwaukee tonight. Game 4, we'll see if the Bucks can tie it up. If not, it's gonna be tough coming down 3-1, going back to Phoenix. Well, the fans are fucking going crazy. Yeah. They're gonna have the Suns in 4 guy announce the team, hype everybody up.
He should have been doing it by now. He should have been doing that shit.
All that shit. So they definitely need a win if they have a chance to come back, and they do when they have their team playing the way they've been playing. They definitely have a chance. It's up to if the Suns could hit those shots they've been hitting, those tough shots. A team's not always going to hit them. So it comes down to that. What can you do besides that? But yeah, we're going to move on from the finals and still touch on basketball with Team USA, who's been in the news recently for stinking it up. They fucking got beat by Nigeria. They got beat by Australia. Everyone's like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Do we need LeBron to come back or something?
Yo, for real, I saw that. I saw something Nick Wright was saying. It was like, what better way to kick off Space Jam 2 than LeBron, coming to Team USA and saving the fucking day.
Yeah, saving the fucking team.
You know what? At this point, I don't know. Are you guys only fucking around because they're exhibition games? I don't get it. But they look terrible. There's nothing really impressive. They won, I think last night they played somebody.
Argentina.
Yeah, okay, wow.
Which,
Congratulations,
Luis Scola's still playing.
Oh, my God.
He still plays 41. He's on Argentina.
Well, yeah, because he's on Argentina. They're like, please, just don't go. We'll give you whatever money you need.
They were saying he's been playing, I think, for 25 years.
That's nuts. That's crazy. So, shit, fuck it. Bring Ginobili out of retirement.
Yeah, fuck it.
Why
bring
not?
Ginobili. Why not, man?
So Argentina obviously don't have players. Australia had a couple players, in NBA.
Patty Mills, Joe Ingles.
Yeah, so I didn't even know he was Australian.
I had no idea either. I was just like, he's a very white man. I thought he was from Utah. Where he plays.
I thought he was in BYU.
That type of guy.
But all right, so I guess he's Australian, but that's still no excuse to lose. You got Dame Lillard, you got Bradley Beal, you got Kevin Durant, Zach LaVine.
See that? I had to look at the team after the team started losing those games. I was like, hold on, let me look at this fucking team. Let me see who's on this team. And I looked at it, and I feel like there's only 2 A+ stars. and that's Kevin Durant and Lillard. Everybody else is like, oh, you're supposed to be good. You kind of were just good recently, but, your whole career, it's like, I don't know. I feel like everybody else is like that.
My thing is Bradley Beal. You were averaging 35 in the NBA.
Yeah.
Why are you not scoring 55 on these guys?
Yeah.
Kevin Durant got his shit tossed twice. The one in the dunk against Nigeria, who I can't name you not one Nigerian basketball player. And
yeah, I can't.
I didn't see anybody that was recognizable in the highlights or during the game. I know J. Cole ain't still over there, so. But
let me see. I'm gonna look up their team.
This shit is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a bunch of guys we've never heard of, like guaranteed.
Let's see.
But we now know the guy that Kevin Durant tried to dunk on and was unsuccessful.
Jahlil Okafor is there.
Oh my God.
Who else? This guy on the Bucks, Jordan Nwora, but he's obviously not even there because he's in the finals. Gabe Vincent from the Heat. Josh Okogie from the T-Wolves.
Anybody from the T-Wolves is not worth mentioning, unless it's Anthony Edwards or Cat.
And Chemezi Metu from the Kings.
All right.
Those are the guys.
All right. So these guys are guys I'm pretty sure are not getting playing time on bad teams in the NBA.
Yeah, but they beat Kevin Durant, Dame Lillard, fucking Bradley Beal, all these guys. How do they beat those guys?
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't get it, bro. I don't fucking get it. Team USA. I'm so tired of us going over there and like underachieving, and then we look terrible. We are the NBA. Like the best basketball association in the world.
Yeah.
We have the world's best players going to these countries where we should be beating the shit out of these teams.
Yeah, and the NBA is full of guys from different countries, now. It's very international. So we get the best of those countries to the NBA. Mm-hmm. So you would think they would know how to play them. But I also feel like the lineup is a little bit small. Who they got? They got like Draymond Green, like their biggest guy.
Yeah, but he's the best defensive player ever.
And Bam, right? Those are the two centers.
Have a small team, yeah. Outside of Kevin Durant, who's 6'11", but doesn't play big man. Yeah. But why not over there? Like, why the fuck not? The Nigerian big man should not be able to do nothing with Kevin Durant.
Yeah. Because
we see LeBron, Kawhi, and Giannis not be able to do nothing with Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, it's crazy, but like you said, they did turn it around last night. They blew out the Argentina, and there was a reporter who got into it with Pop just the other night. He was basically talking about how Team USA be blowing teams out. Why aren't they doing it now? And Pop got upset. He basically said, you saying that, you're showing no respect to the other team. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes that happens. And, I get it, Pop, you're annoyed because it's basically embarrassing you saying, oh, these, we usually blow these teams out. How are we losing now? And Pop was annoyed. But it's true. Like, most of these games are blowouts.
100% is true. That's why, when I watched this video clip earlier and he's like, that's not true. That's not the truth. Yeah, the fuck it is.
Yeah,
Let's go back and look at our margin of victory when we have, you know what I mean? I think there was the one year where we lost to Argentina when Ginobili was playing.
Yeah, I think that was 2004, right?
But even then, I guarantee we were beating the shit out of the rest of the teams that we played up until we saw Argentina. There's always a couple teams that have NBA players like, Argentina, Spain, now fucking Australia.
Yeah, Australia, yeah.
But other than that, they shouldn't be competition.
Yeah.
So, I don't get it. I don't understand why. I mean, I do get why Pop is pissed off. Like you said, he was embarrassed. You just lost. You're angry. And this reporter's like, you guys should have blew them out. And it's, deep down you should have fucking blew these teams out.
Yeah, of course. Hell yeah. Just like yesterday, when the guys you have are playing the way they should, and it doesn't even fucking matter that they don't play together. All these guys are so fucking great. Like, that doesn't even matter at this point.
You should be able to go over
And
to
they just
Nigeria.
played, too. All these guys just stopped playing.
Yeah, it's not even like they took a long time off.
Yeah.
But you should be able to go to Nigeria, play isolation basketball, and win.
Yeah.
Period. You want to argue the Australia because they got a couple NBA players that are solid. Patty Mills is a good player. Joe Ingles a good player. Other than that, I don't even want to fucking hear that argument, to be honest. I'm trying to, like, clean it up so we can see. But I don't even want to hear that, bro. You should beat the shit out of Australia, too.
I feel like this team, like, even though they're missing 3 guys who are in the finals now, Devin Booker's on the team, Drew Holiday, and I think Chris Middleton as well.
Yeah.
I think it's those 3 guys. Even though they're missing them. But I just feel like I said, it's just like, to me, it's KD and Lillard, then it's everybody else. There's no, like, how before there's, like, fucking top 5, 6 guys are, like, 1,000% all-stars.
Yeah.
Well, these guys, some of them are hit or miss. I feel like that could be an issue. But at the same time, we should be winning. We have a lot of scores on the team. I know also Jason Tatum is out right now.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I just saw his name, too.
Yeah.
So he's out. All
Yeah,
right.
he's out right now with some type of injury.
Bro, we got Kevin Love. Like, I don't...
Kevin Love.
That's a waste of a roster spot. How about that? How about you cut him right now?
Well, how about the guy from the Spurs who's on the team? He's like a bench guy on the Spurs, and he's on the team. I forgot his name, but my girl showed me that because she's a Spurs fan.
Oh.
She was like, he's on the Spurs. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? I'm like, he doesn't even start on the Spurs.
Yeah, you're like, no, he's not.
Yeah, I'm like, why is he on the team? But I think he's on because, Pop is the coach. And like I said, those 3 guys are at the finals, so I think he's just filling the spot until they come.
Yeah, probably.
Like, I don't know, though.
They need to hurry up and fucking end the finals so we can win some international games.
Yeah, for
We're
real.
looking bad right now, guys.
Yeah, man. We'll see if we could, stay on the positive track. We're all used to USA just whooping ass. But, another thing...
Pop, we are used to that.
Yeah, for real. But another thing, too, I feel like, let's give credit to the other countries. I feel like the other countries just play better as well. From back in those days, early 90s.
Ever since basketball started growing, we do see European players come in with more of a skill set, if that makes sense, because they do learn the game. They're not just relying on, like Zion. He relied on his fucking pure athleticism and size to just dominate every single level of basketball. And he's doing it in the league also, but imagine if he came in with a jump shot.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons.
Yeah, Ben Simmons.
I think he's from Australia.
Yeah, he is.
But he did high school over here.
I don't know. First of all, I don't know what the fuck Ben Simmons is. Like,
I don't know.
What race?
I don't know.
Anything, where he's really from. Because I feel like he was born in Australia, but I feel like he's not. Like, his parents aren't Australian, but I can't tell you where his parents are from.
Yeah, I have no clue. I don't know if he's a military family.
Yeah, so something like that. Yeah, I have no idea.
But yeah, I feel like, and then you take somebody and you look at Luka, who's way more complete than a lot of players in the NBA. Yeah. So I think the other countries, I think USA takes a lot of shit for granted, especially when it comes to sports and especially basketball, because we've been the dominant force for so long. But maybe it's time to maybe it's time to coach different, guys, instead of looking at these guys like a business, like, oh, let's get him in, let's make him billions of dollars. We're not going to fucking develop him, and then we're going to get him out of here. So, I don't know. I feel like the European countries especially, they're they teach, like, team ball, and they all come up together, and they do play together in off seasons and shit like that. So, I don't know. Maybe that's it. But I still feel like there's no excuse. I still feel like we got the best of the best. Even Zach LaVine is better than, 90% of the people on these other international
other teams.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
You saw his dunk the other day?
Yeah, fuck. That shit was nasty. That shit was tough. But, Zach LaVine, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Dame Lillard, just those 4 is like, we should be light years ahead of these guys. But obviously we're fucking not. And I'm starting to think Zach LaVine just can't win fucking basketball games.
Yeah, right? He's just a stats guy.
Yeah, like, you're just going to put up a lot of points that don't translate to shit.
Yeah, so, yeah, man. But moving on from there, still sticking with the NBA. The guy who was coached by Pop before, we got Kawhi Leonard. Just got a surgery on a partially torn ACL.
Yep.
That's why he missed the playoffs. They were trying to keep it under wraps for as long as they could, but it's an ACL. So, this is very late in the playoffs. He got hurt.
Yes.
It's going to take a long time for him to come back. You got to think about it. Like, it's going to be, he needs to be back in less than a year by playoff time. So, think about it. That's just in the playoffs.
I don't know. If they make the playoffs without him. Honestly.
Exactly. So we don't even know if he's gonna even make the playoffs, let alone just the beginning of the season, because that seems like it won't happen.
Yeah, no.
Talking about is
absolutely
July right now. It's gonna be October again, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
So that's 3 months.
Well, even if they start in December like they did last year, it's only 5 months.
Yeah, 5 months. Yeah.
So that's not ACL recovery time right there.
Yeah.
I actually just saw a report that came out today with some insider information. He tore his own ACL because Tyronn Lue was making him play too much basketball. So he was like, no, Tyronn, this is not what I get paid for.
Yeah.
But
trying to load manage here, guys.
Yeah, you're fucking not letting me tweak. Like, there you go. Now you have to, motherfucker. Told you I don't want to play in the playoffs. But yeah, this is a huge blow for the Clippers. Contract-wise, we don't even know if he was going to stay with the Clippers to begin with.
Yeah, he could opt out. And, like you said, he might be out a whole year, might not like how the Clipper situation's looking. If the team sucks this coming year, when he's not on it, maybe it's like, hey, maybe let me get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to win. This team looks like it's crumbling. Let me get the fuck out of here. So that's going to be a thing. It's going to be just like, I feel like with the Kevin Durant thing when he got hurt late like this. It's going to be a big question mark. And maybe Kawhi, tries creating another super team somewhere else. It's definitely possible. He just basically kind of did it.
Yeah, there's already rumors that, he might go to L.A., which would be a fucking super team.
The Lakers? Oh, my God.
Yeah. So, obviously, that's just rumor. That's nobody in his camp came out and said that. There's also speculation that he might go to New York because he got, an uncle in New Jersey or some shit. It's so weird. The shit I hear is so weird. And it's meanwhile, the motherfucker, now at this point, if I'm him, I'm just going to pick up my option to stay with the Clippers. Because, honestly, who knows who's even going to go after him with a torn ACL. They might just be like, you know what, take the year, we'll see how the recovery goes. If you do, at some chance, come back and we see you play well, then, we'll throw a big contract at you next year because your contract's up again anyway. So, unless he's going to get more money than with the Clippers, just fucking stay with the Clippers.
I can see him doing that. He the whole thing is he wants to play, in California.
Yeah,
so
he's from L.A., so.
Yeah, he's already in L.A., if you go to the Lakers, he's in the fucking same stadium.
Yeah, you don't have to move at all. No...
It could happen, but, yeah, I don't know. No one could read fucking Kawhi. No one knows what this guy is fucking thinking. Who knows, man? Maybe he goes to Philly or some shit like that, you know? Who knows? But Kawhi, it's going to get interesting with him with this whole ACL thing. That complicates it more to another level.
Not for nothing, if I am Kawhi, I might be hitting up Dame Lillard right now.
Dame Lillard?
What do you want to do? What's your plans over there? Maybe we can go somewhere together and fucking... Because Dame Lillard and Kawhi would be a tough duo.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be dope.
Yeah, if you could put, some team around them, some shooters, some defenders, and all that shit, that shit would be a tough fucking team. But, yeah, if I'm him, I'm calling him because I hear the rumblings that you ain't happy in Portland. So,
yeah,
what can we do?
Yeah.
Even if I got to go to Portland, what's up? I'm trying to win some more. Playoff fucking P ain't doing it for me.
Yeah, man, but they're going to have to, they're going to have to decide that quick. But you think him going to Portland, that'll take them to the championship?
I think it would definitely make them contenders. If they could keep C.J. McCollum and somehow just sign Kawhi, have Carmelo coming off the bench. You got Nurkic out there who's a solid big man. I can't remember who else is really on their bench. I think they got a decent bench. But Kawhi takes your team up another notch, honestly. Defensively, he adds 25 points a game. So I think they can definitely become contenders if he went to the Blazers and the Blazers stayed as is. Now, if they lost C.J. McCollum, then maybe not, because you do need a third scorer, and there's your third fucking scorer right there. He's inconsistent. Just let him get his when he can. Don't make him a focal point of the offense, kind of like him and Dame Lillard are now. Make it Lillard and Kawhi and see what happens. But I think they'd be a solid team.
Yeah, we'll see if that happens, because this is definitely two guys whose futures are up in the air. Like we were just talking about, Kawhi with the ACL, is he going to stay in L.A.? And Lillard, we've heard the rumblings. He wants to go. He says he never said that. And there's always, rumors. Usually what I say, if there's smoke, there's fire. Mm-hmm. And, you have to understand, he probably definitely is frustrated getting bounced out the playoffs every year like that.
Nope.
Putting together, great games, legendary shots, but really going nowhere. So you could definitely see him being frustrated and wanting to leave. So we'll continue on, and we'll check up on those guys, during the summer, see if anything changes here. But going to the NFL, NFL's kind of slow right now, but Richard Sherman is in the fucking news.
For all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, Richard Sherman is on his Tiger Woods shit. When I saw this shit, I was like, this sounds like some Tiger Woods bullshit. Like, he was on some pills, fucking got lost. I was like, there's a car involved. Tiger Woods.
Shit. When I heard this story, I was like, OJ.
Yeah, that too. So right now, Richard Sherman is facing several charges, including one on suspicion of burglary, domestic violence, after he was arrested at his wife's parents' house in Redmond, Washington, early today.
Terrible.
So there's a lot of shit that happened. He can't, there's no bail right now, but it's because he has to see a judge, which he should see one soon, then he could, bail out. But supposedly there was an incident with a car at the parents' house where he crashed it or something. No, I think it was somewhere else. He had crashed it off like an exit.
And ran to the house?
Ran to the house or did some bullshit. I'm trying to find it right now.
Also, this is just off-season conditioning training. That's all it is.
This is fucking crazy, but let me see.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the details in the story. I know he was bugging the fuck out at the in-laws' house.
Right here. Here it goes. So at approximately 1:26 a.m., they got a call. 911 got a call about an impaired driver after Sherman allegedly drove his SUV into a closed construction zone. The call was made by a worker in the construction zone, and police responded, found the vehicle, which had been significant damage on the driver's side as a result from contact with a barrier in a nearby parking lot. Okay, so he crashed the car and then parked it in a parking lot.
Okay.
And then when they ran the plates, it was Richard Sherman's car.
Okay.
So that started it off, early in the day or late the previous day, whatever you want to call it, 1:30 in the morning. And then it seems like he went to his wife's parents' house and he tried forcing his way in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but it sounds like, he was inspired by OJ or
this is some shit right
Tiger
here,
Woods. And it's a shocker because Richard Sherman definitely talks a lot of shit, but he's never really been in trouble like this or anything like that.
From what I know, he was a smart guy, educated dude from, what was he, Stanford?
Stanford, yeah.
Yeah, so, and then he never seemed like that type. He was fiery on the field and shit, but to, try to force your way into your in-laws' house, obviously we don't know the reasons behind it. We got what we got right now. But I also saw that Washington. It was Washington, right? State.
Yeah, Washington State. Yeah.
So I know how they described it was they charged him with like burglary, domestic burglary or some shit, only because he tried to like force his way in the house. So, in their eyes, that's a form of burglary. You're trying to force your way into the house.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't wait to hear more of this fucking story, to be honest. Like, I want to know what was going through your fucking head.
Yeah, I do want to hear more of this story, but I feel like the charges are going to get dropped. I already saw his wife came out and was in support of him and said this is not the man who he is. Something just basically, like made it seem like it wasn't a big issue. So I feel like, if it's the wife is like that already and this is her parents' house, she's going to tell them, all right, he went a little bit crazy, whatever the case.
Yeah.
Football guys, that's CTE.
Yeah, which is a real fucking problem.
Yeah, which is definitely a real thing. So who knows? But I think it's going to get dropped and Richard Sherman should be all right. But is this going to affect him this offseason? Most likely.
Absolutely.
He's not on the team right now. This will definitely delay this whole process because teams are going to want to see how this case is going. If he's fucking on some bullshit or, if everything's going to get dropped like I predict. But who knows?
No, Jerry Jones will go sign him.
Now
we'll go sign him. Now we'll go get him. Oh, you tried to beat up your mother-in-law? Yeah, let's go get Richard Sherman. Sign him. He's a good addition. And then he'll be in legal troubles halfway through the season, and it'll be a waste of fucking money.
Yeah, the Cowboys definitely like those guys.
Yeah, we fucking signed Greg Hardy. After we signed Greg Hardy, it was like, okay, we'll take anybody.
Speaking of Greg Hardy, so he got knocked out?
Yeah, he got his ass whooped. I saw that shit. And McGregor's ankle, too. Oh,
yeah.
That was fucking nasty.
That was fucking gross. But, yeah, Richard Sherman is in some shit right now.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to see how this plays out. But like I said, he's not on the team right now, so maybe he's not going to get signed now. Or somebody will try to pick him up late in the season if they get some injuries. Who knows?
I feel like that's going to be more of a detailed thing, too. Like, okay, what exactly happened? If it's no big deal, if he was just drunk and tried to, like, I need somewhere to sleep and was, like, trying to push his way in the house, then that's no big deal, honestly, besides the drunk driving. But if he was, like, really trying to hurt somebody and there was really an issue, then, yeah, he's going to have an issue getting signed.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. But moving on, we're going to touch on some NFL. There's a little beef between the old heads right here.
Yeah, the super old heads.
And we're talking about Isaac Bruce and Torry Holt. Isaac Bruce came out, and this is what he said. He said, it may seem like a whole lot of arrogance to other people, but numbers don't lie. Everything we put on the football field, the film, it is what it is. You can always go back and turn it on. And when he was asked about the Vikings duo of Randy Moss and Cris Carter, Bruce answered, we won a Super Bowl. So he's basically coming out. He was on one of the best offenses of all time. The
Greatest
Showtime.
show on turf.
Yeah, greatest show on turf, yeah. And, they definitely were two great receivers. Isaac Bruce and Torry Holt. With Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk, that was a deadly fucking team.
I was going to say, that is more, because, when you talk about Randy Moss and Cris Carter, then you got to say Dante Culpepper, and who the fuck was their running back at that time?
I can't even remember.
So, so these guys were putting up numbers with no running game, a decent quarterback, and fucking Isaac Bruce and Torry Holt had one of the better running backs of NFL history, and a Hall of Fame quarterback in Kurt Warner that was slinging shit. Yeah. So I definitely think you got to, attribute some of their success to that fact that their offense was so explosive. Meanwhile, Cris Carter and Randy Moss was just Cris Carter and Randy Moss. Like, you just couldn't check them.
Yeah, and, I'm going to go with, like I said, I understand Isaac Bruce, Torry Holt, great receivers, Hall of Famers. But yeah, out of all the receivers, who's the best receiver in my eyes? Randy Moss. So I'm going to have to go with Randy Moss and Cris Carter.
And Cris Carter slept on, bro.
Yeah, he's definitely slept on.
Cris Carter was an animal.
Had great hands. Definitely a great receiver. And a Hall of Famer as well.
Yeah.
And then Randy Moss, come on, guys. It's called You're Getting Moss.
Yeah, that's it. There's no other football term, really.
You throw it up to him. That's what you have to do.
Yeah,
you know?
That's it.
You don't have to wait for him to get open. Just throw it up to him. That's when you know you have a real number one. You're like, hey, if anything, I'm going to just throw it up to him. Like, that's why we got him. Like, what the fuck?
I feel like the game plan was, we'll call the plays and everything. But at some point, like, all right, our passing game ain't working. Yo, just go deep. Just go deep this one.
And jump.
Yeah, like, I got you. Just go deep. Just outrun everybody. Because he had the long-ass fucking strides. He was a basketball player, so, he had the ups. He had the vertical.
It was fast.
He had crazy hands. So, yeah, I'm not... Listen, I'm going with Randy Moss and Cris Carter also over Isaac Bruce and fucking Torry Holt. And like you said, that's not to take nothing away from them. They were great. They were part of a fucking... storybook offense when they won the Super Bowl with Kurt Warner and fucking Marshall Faulk. And, I mean, let's be honest, too. You won by, like, a yard. Because I remember that was the Titans, right? When they played the Titans.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was, but they, stretched, and it was, like, maybe a half a yard.
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
it was very close.
It was a very fucking close stretch. And that's when I knew, like, oh, shit, it is a game of inches, because... fucking 6 more inches, you win the fucking game. But I'm going them two. I would have loved to see Jerry Rice and T.O. together, with like prime T.O. or, for longer in their career. Because then it wouldn't be no question, I feel like. I think it would be them two by a fucking long shot.
Yeah, that would have been ridiculous.
Unfortunately, we had an older Jerry Rice with a young T.O., so it wasn't, it wasn't nothing. But them two would have been crazy. Fuck them. I'm going with Michael Irvin and Jay Novacek. Tight end, baby. Nah, you got to go. I don't think there's an argument, really. I get you want to play the numbers game, but we're talking about Randy Moss. Is running circles around both of you guys, like, by far. And
well,
Cris Carter might be too.
Yeah. And, like, I understand that the Super Bowl is a big deal, but come on, guys. Like, at the same time, we had eyes.
You need a bunch of things to go into a Super Bowl win. It's not just like you guys were out there and had 200 yards each. It was, you need your running game to work. You need Kurt Warner to have a good day. You need your defense to play good.
Yeah, exactly. Football is definitely one of those sports where I don't knock guys as much for, like, no championships because there's so much shit that needs to go right, and then there's so much luck in football too. So, you really can't just put it all on that. But anyway, we're going to move on, and we have something to talk about. We actually forgot to talk about with CP3 and Scott Foster, the referee Scott Foster.
Yes.
There is some drama going down here.
And just real quick, I just want to touch on this before we move on. Cris Carter has better stats than Torry Holt, like, altogether, with like 60-something more touchdowns. So I'm going up to
60-something more?
I'm sorry, like 50-something.
Wow.
Torry Holt has 74. Cris Carter has 130. And neither one of them are touching Randy Moss's number, so I'm not even going to compare that. But yes, Chris Paul and Scott Foster must have an ongoing feud because Chris Paul is 0-12 in his last 12 games that are refereed by Scott Foster. And I don't know if you saw the call that Scott Foster made in Game 3 when Giannis ran over Jay Crowder and they called like a blocking foul on Jay Crowder.
Yeah.
It was like, but Giannis didn't even have the ball, so it's not like he was going towards the basket. He just fucking leveled him. And he's like, block. And it's like, oh, wait, what the fuck do you see, bro? And supposedly I heard also, like, I didn't get too deep into this part of it, but the referee, McConaughey or Madonahue, whatever the fuck, the gambler guy.
Yeah.
They have, like, an outside relationship, like, outside of the refereeing.
Oh, really?
So this is like, is this part 2, motherfucker? Like, what are we doing right now?
Story's getting spicy.
Yeah, so, just to tell me that, did you know Chris Paul is 0-12 his last 12 games with any referee? It's like, okay, there's something funny going on. There's no way it's a coincidence where I'm losing 12 straight games with this fucking guy on the court.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. I wouldn't put it past anybody that some weird gambling shit could be happening. Like, it fucking involves money. If it involves money, guess what? Someone's willing to fucking do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, someone's willing to make money, take a risk, try to get their shit, because at the end of the day, no one's going to get it for you. So I could definitely see it happening. And we'll see if he's on tonight on the officiating crew. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't got word yet.
Yeah, we haven't got word. Who knows? Maybe he's still placing his bets. Then he's going to fucking force his way into the game.
Yeah, this shit is crazy, bro. Like, I don't...
He's going to give Adam Silver a little white envelope.
Take this. This is for my friends over at the MGM. Make it happen. Get me on there.
Yeah, make it happen, and we tie up the series. Guess what? Then it seems more likely it could go 7. NBA makes more money. These arenas make more money, who were shut down for a very long time.
Yep.
And
Scott Foster makes more money.
Yeah, and Scott Foster.
That bet is hitting, and he's good to go.
Yeah, so who knows? But it's all up to, like I said, let's see if the Suns could, get some shots going tonight. Devin Booker needs to definitely play better.
Yeah.
Just overall as a team, they need to match the intensity and be just as physical. Also, Ayton was very quiet.
He had 5 fouls, so he wasn't foul trouble.
Yeah, I do remember him being in foul trouble, but yeah, man. When they don't, basically their whole team didn't play well. Yeah. No one did.
Yep.
Not one factor showed up.
Yeah, man. So
yeah,
we'll see tonight what they got.
Yeah, and by the time we do a show next week, it probably would have been 2-3 games that have passed. So we'll definitely, talk about the finals this following week. But that is the show, guys. Just like always, thank you for listening. Every single week, we're dropping new episodes. Keep messing with us on Spotify, iHeart, and Apple Music. Always new episodes. Also, check out the Instagram at Out of Bounds Podcast. And what you got to say, man?
Not much, man. Just everybody enjoy your summer. Beaches are packed. Just everybody relax. Enjoy your summer. Relax. Have a good time. Kick back. And fucking enjoy the finals and get ready for a void of nothingness as baseball finishes and the NFL starts up.
Well, the NFL's coming, in a few weeks here. I'm excited. We'll see what happens. But yeah, until next time, we are out. Peace.